Hey everybody, welcome back to Small Plots with Kevin. I'm Kevin. It's a windy one today. It's a really windy day, but it's fine. We're just gonna camp it out. That's what you do on a windy day, right? You camp it out. Today I'm headed back to my first ever stealth camping spot. It's been 2 years since I first camped there. I'll be walking through a college campus and setting up camp where I plop down, where I just have a good camping feeling. My camera's about to blow off this thing, so let's get going. It will be interesting to see what's changed about this place, what's the same about this place. Maybe some unexpected delights will befall us. Hey, getting into moral season, maybe I'll find some morals. Probably not. Won't be really keeping my eyes peeled. But maybe, you know. The one thing that will be tricky is contending with the wind. We're looking at about 20 to 30 miles per hour gusts. And I'd say that's pretty accurate based on, you know, just by the way that it is outside right now. Whew. Whew, the wind is really whipping across this pedestrian bridge I'm walking across right now. But when I get to the other side, I will be in the campus, on the campus. I'll be walking through the campus. So hopefully some of the buildings block the wind, or maybe some of the college students will block the wind. I don't really know where I was going with that. It's still gonna be windy. I've had a few campus security trucks drive by. Nobody really seems to mind. Not that I'm doing anything wrong. It's just weird to see a 37-year-old dude with camping garb strolling through a college. Just, you know, you don't know if there's going to be an issue. Besides the wind, it's actually a really nice day. About mid-40s Fahrenheit. The sun is out. The birds are, well, they're not chirping, but they're somewhere, they're doing something. But you know, birds. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos, first of all, thank you. This is kind of what I like to do. I live in downtown Rochester, New York, and I walk from my apartment to a camp. I just walk out my door and camp urbanly and stealthily. Yeah, that's the goal anyway. Sometimes the woods are super sketchy. After my last stealth camp, my elder heart couldn't handle a super sketchy stealth camp again. So it's gonna be a little more chill, relaxed. Still a stealth camp, still not technically supposed to be there. But if someone does happen upon me, they'd probably just strike up a conversation, let's be real. Earlier I made a comment about maybe the buildings will block the wind. They actually do a pretty good job. Heating up. I'm basically out of the thick of it now. I saw a lot of people. I'm not sure if they gave me weird looks because the sun is directly in my eyes and I just can't see anything at all. So it's possible I was getting the stink eye, but I would never know. Well, we'll be at camp soon. I'm excited to see what it looks like. I haven't been there in a while. I'm coming up on where I want to jump into woods. There's a lot of downed trees like this one. So I brought a tent this time. I did remember the terrible hammock tree situation the last time I was here, and I actually grabbed a tent in the 11th hour. I had a hammock all ready to go, and then I was like, wait a second, that sounds terrible. Especially in this wind. It doesn't provide much protection, but a tent is a nice little reprieve from the strong gusts. Okay, all ready? Big giant fallen tree right in my way. This is not here, and I will have to go around it and just make a ton of noise just in case anyone's walking on the trail and was wondering if someone was in the woods. Oh boy. Beautiful old forest. Looks safe. Stuck in the trees. Whoa, stuck in the trees. Really stuck in the trees. Oh my gosh, it's like a vine. I don't even know how I did that. Just walked forward, really. Okay. It's pretty muddy, and I don't see any footprints besides deer, but I do know that hunters sometimes come back here to hunt, and I know that. I don't see any right here, but there are hunting stands that I've seen in the past. Haha, that's what I was looking for. There we go, there we go. It's always nice to find a birch tree, and this is just the one birch tree in this forest. Looking pretty healthy. Don't mind if I do. Perfect. That'll come in handy in just a little while here. Now where am I going? This is it, right here. I'm almost positive. In fact, I am positive because I found remnants of a fire that who else but me had right here in the spot that I'm pretty sure is the spot. It always looks a little different. Trees fall in different times. Actually, it hasn't been a different time of year. It's been this exact time every time. But just, I don't know, it looks a little different than I remember. But this is it. This is definitely it. I'm gonna put my pack down, get a little drink of water, do a quick sweep around, see if there's anybody else camping, and then we camp, and then we get to the camping part of the video, which is most of the video. This is highly exciting. Just look at how wet I am. Like, good Lord, good baby Jesus Lord. But yeah, these woods are really kind of still right now, considering how windy the walk started. The tops of the trees are kind of moving. Not a bad thing, just it's just a thing, just an observation, just an observational thing. Ooh, there's some homes over there. Yeah, it's good to camp over where I'm camping. It's a nice spot and a small plot. Oh, there's the wind. It just took a second to catch up with me. It's found me, thank God. Just as I was lamenting the lack of its presence. Beautiful. At least dry me off a little bit, huh? Well, I'm gonna get set up soon. It's a little early to start setting up. I'm not sure what time it is, but I know it's early. Maybe I'll wait a little while before I start setting that up. So I guess there's only one thing to do while we wait. Raking into the beverage center today, we have a Rochester local, what a surprise, Genesee specialty Ruby Red Kolsch. If you're a Rochester, New York native, you know what I'm talking about here. Can't remember if I've had this on the channel before, but I'm having it on the channel now. Ooh, there's a little foamy there. Quite nice, very chill, drinkable beer. So I guess I'm kind of just turning this into somewhat of an annual thing. 2 years ago, I camped here for the first time. It was my very first stealth camp. And then 1 year ago, I kind of did it again in honor of the previous year. Now this is my third time camping here in honor of the previous 2 years. Thanks everybody so much for sticking around helping the channel grow for 2 years. Got a lot of cool stuff planned in the near future and far, and it's just gonna be a hoot, just a regular old hoot. Well, we got about 2 hours of daylight left. It's a little early. I was just getting antsy, sitting around waiting to go camping. I just wanted to go camping, so I was like, yeah, screw it. I wait here, I wait there. Really pretty forest. Today is actually the first day of spring, so that's cool. It's a beautiful spring day, minus the tumultuous winds. I'm gonna sit here for a minute, dry myself out, and then I'll set up my tent and I'll start a fire. Have some things to sort of cook, a little bit cook. I've already cooked them, but I'm gonna reheat them on the fire. It's basically cooking. It's more cooking than I've done in the past on this channel. You know me. I heard like a voice over that way, so of course I had to report back. Yeah, what was that? I don't know. Either way, they probably heard that if it was a voice and not a goose. Geese be around. It's always so nice to get out here in the forest. I really needed a more rustic kind of stealth camp like this. Some, you know, urban, like super sketchy kind of camps are fun in their own right, but it's this beautiful forest. It just kind of rejuvenates you. The nature, even the wind, the blue sky, getting that vitamin D. It's all good. It's all good stuff. Life hack: if you have wet clothes on, just put on different clothes that are dry. Alright, well, I couldn't find my tent bag. I was in the middle of a move the past couple of weeks. All of my camping stuff was packed away and stuff. I found it since. But when I was packing my tent up, I just kind of shoved it in this super stealthy yellow, I guess a dry bag you'd call it. So there it is. Here's the tent. I never cleaned this thing. It's always so dirty. And today will probably be no different. Now, while there's a slight break in the perceivable wind, I think it's time. I think it's time to do this. The ground here kind of sucks. It looks good, doesn't it? It looks, I can see on the camera, it looks fabulous. It looks amazing for a tent. And this is where I'm going to put the tent, but it isn't a good spot for a tent. It's like lumpy, there's like little things jabbing up and all manner of things, but roughing it, baby. Oh, look at this, a nice pricker here. I've decapitated it. This is what I think of your prickers, huh? Yeah! Tent is inside out somehow. I'm not sure how I did that. It's definitely inside out. I am really looking out with the wind right now, but I gotta hurry before I am not so lucky. Oh, I spoke too soon. pretty good. I keep having to take moments and just look at the beauty around me. It's just so nice out between the big gusts of winds. It's in the mid to upper 40s. It's gonna get down, probably gonna drop 10-15 degrees tonight, but for right now it's so nice. I just moved into a new place, and you guys know how stressful moving can be. I thought, oh, I'll just be able to take a week off. I ended up having to take a couple of weeks off, so thanks for being patient on the no traditional videos, but it's good to be back out here. You miss it, you know, you miss the nature, especially living in a populated downtown area. It's the nature is all that much sweeter. Mwah. Got my tent, got my sleeping pad and sleeping bag all set up. That's it. That's the whole setup that you need right here. Let's have a little tour. Nothing special. Yeah, there it is. As advertised, sleeping pad, sleeping bag, some wet spots from when I was kneeling, and kind of gives you an idea of what the bottom of my tent's gonna look like tomorrow morning. But nothing special. There are pokey things, the aforementioned pokey things like this right here. This would pop up a sleeping pad real quick. I gotta figure out something about that. And I have it sideways because I am a 6'4" man and I can't fit in the tent any other way. Okay, didn't see that. So many sproutlings popping up everywhere. Okay, so I got some birch bark on here and some just other bark that I pulled off another tree that's not birch, but it's super dry and spindly and probably lights up pretty well. If not, I got plenty more birch bark right over there. We'll see. So far, nothing. Okay, there we go. Oh, that went up pretty good. Wow, that went up instantly. I may not have enough starter to get this going. I might have to try again. We'll see. That's all. It's already all gone, I think. Hopefully we can keep it going. We'll see though. It's already kind of faltering. Give that a second. Okay, we got a little something going on here. Okay. I didn't actually process any wood because there's so much wood all around me. I'm just, as the night goes on, I'm just gonna pick it up off the forest floor and put it on the fire. No need to get fancy. We are camping after all. As Corporal's Corner would say, fire loves chaos. I think about that every time I light a fire. Shout out to Corp, like he needs my shout out. But it's a great way to think about creating like the cross hatches with all the different stuff, and the fire stuff sticks with all the different sticks, and the fire comes up through all the cross hatches and craziness. That's basically what fire loves chaos means, and it works really well. Just keeping that in mind. Ooh, pretty good, pretty good. And there you have a fire. essentially.
Hey! Hey, what are you doing?
This is my camp. This is my private camp. Get out of here. I'm trying to camp here. Well, if you'll indulge me for just a few minutes, I'd like to reflect on the past 2 years of this channel. It's been 2 years. Small Plus just had its second birthday just a few weeks ago. I don't remember the exact day, but it was sometime in March, like March 3rd or something like that. I don't remember. But it's been a great 2 years. I've camped more in the past 2 years than previously in my entire life, and it's been absolutely fantastic to have all of you fine people giving me a watch, doing leaving all the nice comments and things like that. So thank you. This past year, 2022, has been a rough one. I know we're like, you know, a quarter of the way into 2023 now, but it was rough. Some things ended, so there were some deaths. It was just a rough year overall. But Small Plots was just a great positive mainstay in my life for the entire year, and now it's onward and upward. Things are great, and things are going to be even better soon. I think right now might be an appropriate time to take a nip from the old banana flask. Shout out to Sam Bananas. Here we go. And just like Sam Bananas, it's filled with a little bit of monkey shoulder. So cheers to Sam, cheers to all of you guys. Thanks so much for making the past 2 years so fantastic. And stay tuned. Sam and I have a trip planned for in about 3 weeks that will be going on. I don't want to give too much away about it, but super looking forward to it. And well, cheers. The shoulder of a monkey. Just moved into my new place. I like it a lot. It's in the same exact neighborhood that I lived before, so filming videos where I leave my apartment and go camping is, I mean, if I'm being honest, it adds like a 5 to 7 minute walk to it, but whatever. I could stand to lose the LBs. I wanted to give a huge heartfelt shout out to Joe's Outdoor Places. He's been blowing up lately, exponential. Like every day he's got like a new 1,000 subs or something like that. He's gonna have, you know, 50K by the end of the year. So congratulations, Joe. You've earned it. He's been a huge supporter of Small Plots ever since the beginning, always leaving the nicest comments. He's just such a genuinely nice guy. He absolutely deserves this. Guys, go check out Joe's Outdoor Places. Thanks so much for your support over the past 2 years, Joe. It means a lot to me. Well, I gotta do the obligatory story here. It was about this time, 7 o'clock p.m. on my very first stealth camp, right here, when I was almost busted. It's always a good sign when you're almost busted on your very first stealth camp. But I was camping right here, was pretty much feeling free and clear, like I am, very, very much like I am now. Like, I'm not worried about anyone running by or walking through the forest at this point, but I could be wrong tonight, just like I was wrong the very first night. So this man who was jogging, I think he was about college student age, wearing like a fluorescent greenish yellow shirt, and it started by me hearing like the low beat, or like the quiet beat of like cell phone speakers. Like I just started hearing like, I'm like, oh, what is that? And as he ran closer, the vocals of the song started to come in. It was like, come on, man, hell. And I was like, oh my God, there's just somebody's running up the trail with music on right now. And he ran by right here, right back over here, and kind of glanced over at me and he made this audible like, oh! Like I'll never forget it, because it was like I scared the ever-loving bejesus out of this guy. He was not expecting to see a man camping in this forest, which I guess is a good sign for me. It means people aren't really camping here very often, or ever, except for me. But he was just, oh! He just admitted this, and I was like, hey, sorry man, didn't mean to scare you. And he didn't respond. He just kept running, and I got a little roll clip of him running away. Yeah, that was my first ever stealth camp right here. It's just kind of a funny story for the first ever stealth camp. And last video I told it at 7 p.m. and tonight I gotta tell it at 7 p.m. And then next year, 1 year from now, I'll tell that same story when I camp here again at 7 p.m. You'll never know the day I'm camping here. If you're a local and you're like, hey, let me go try and get it. There's not one day that I'm gonna camp here. Last year it was like March 3rd or something. Today is March 20th. A little how the sausage is made. It's going to debut the 21st. So if you're ever stealth camping and it's 7 o'clock at night and you're feeling pretty confident, sun setting in about a half hour, you can kind of see a little, where is it? A little nipple of sun right there. You can kind of see it, but it's got about a half hour, 28 minutes or so before it fully sets. And if you're stealth camping and you're feeling safe, just know, maybe there's going to be a college student in a fluorescent. Just know that there may be a college student in a fluorescent greenish yellow shirt listening to music on his cell phone as he jogs, and he may see you camp. Just a life lesson there for you. I know I learned that life lesson, and I've never forgotten it. I kind of got to poop. It's time to eat. Okay, so last night I made cheeseburgers, and tonight I have 2 leftover cheeseburgers and 2 rando buns. No, I'm not just gonna eat them like some guy named Kevin on Small Plots normally does, and without cooking. No, I'm gonna actually, I got this grate here. See if we can get that better, huh? Yeah, that's better. Anyway, it's a grate. You can see it. It's a grate. And I'm gonna put these burgers on the grate, heat them up on that there fire. I'm hungry. Okay, so we're gonna let those cook for a little while. We'll reheat. Not gonna fully cook. Just kind of make them warm. Make them more palatable, really. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Making them more palatable. I can eat them cold, fine. My stomach doesn't know the difference. But they're gonna taste better to me. All right, I got 2 sizzling steaks here. Yeah, you know, in the broad spectrum, they're steaks. Let's slap them on a bun and see how they taste. These buns were stale when I bought them a week ago. Now they're basically as charred as the bottoms of these burgers. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Not too hot. None of it's cold. It's hot, but not too hot. Yeah, perfect. Fantastic. This stuff sucks. This bread sucks. No complaints here. Well, I'm going to eat these here in the dark. The wind has completely stopped. It's very still. It's quite nice. This woods is silent. Ah. Well, it was getting kind of cold outside and the fire was not doing me too good. I didn't really feel like feeding it anymore. And I don't know, bed was kind of just feeling like the next move. So here I am in the tent. And, you know, really, unless a naked man with his bits exposed comes running at me in the night with sharp nipples, then, you know, I'll see you guys in a second. I don't know if the audio is picking up on that. There's just a cacophony of coyotes around. And they just stopped. Was it me? No, they're still going. Yeah, they're pretty close. And they're all around. All right, well, good night. Very restful sleep, if I do say so myself. Still wake up every time I turn. My shoulder's been bugging me for the last few months. So it's tough to kind of sleep on, even with the sleeping pad, on like hard ground, because I turn on my shoulder and I wake up with it. I'm like compressing it too much and it hurts, but that's neither here nor there. It was a nice sleep. Those coyote, like pretty much as soon as I laid down to sleep, I start to hear the coyotes in the distance and then all around me. It's kind of cool. But it's time to pack up and get out of here. It's about, it's like 37, I think, something like that. Pretty chilly, but not the coldest morning. But it is a cold morning. And I will be happy to be home to take a shower very soon. Yeah, well, as predicted, a little ground moisture coming up through the bottom. I didn't have enough space in my pack to bring a ground tarp, so I didn't. And well, that's what you get. That's the deal. That's okay. I'll just have it have to dry it out. You know, it's really the only solution is drying it out. Okay, all cleaned up here. Got everything back in the bag pretty perfectly. Can't always do that on the pack out, you know. I'm pretty proud of myself. Let's play guess the spot on the ground where I was laying. I don't know, it's such a hard game. Another successful stealth camp here at my first ever stealth camp location. Mwah, thank you, small plot. Mwah, you've been wonderful. All right, let's get out of here. So the trail here is kind of weird. The first time I ever camped here, there was a clear trail. It's been getting less and less subsequent times. So now I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna walk through the woods to that birch tree that I saw when I first came in, and then find the exit from there, because that was pretty close to where I came in, or at least where I left the path with like the footbridge. So kind of just wandering through the forest right now, really. Thankfully I have an impeccable sense of direction. I'm lost. All right, well, here is the birch tree, and it appears as though I've arrived at the birch tree. I'm not going to harvest any. Looks like people pretty much leave it alone. There's some, no, yeah, it's pretty good. Usually when people harvest birch trees that are just like hanging out in random forest, they like peel it back, but that looks pretty good. I think it was harvested sustainably. You want to pull against, like tear it off. You don't want to like rip it off the tree, like break what is hanging and then just leave the rest. Solid. Okay, I see the trail. I don't see anybody. I have to do this whole rigmarole around because of the fallen tree still, so if anyone is nearby, they're certainly gonna have the heads up that I'm coming. No way I'm getting underneath that fallen tree, especially with this stuff sticking up out my back there. That ridge line right there is the trail. So if somebody's out for a little morning run or a little morning dog walk, they're in for a little story they can tell their friends later. Oh god, I'm stuck. That was not stealthy. But looks like it didn't need to be. Nobody's here. That's still sticking out there. Okay. No, I'm just a guy walking on the trail. It's not a big deal. Just out for a morning stroll. What's the problem? Oh, my shoe's untied. Somebody's way up there walking their dog. Walking away. No bother. That means that person was probably walking by where I jumped out of the woods maybe like, I don't know, 3 minutes or so before I jumped out. So close. I was so close. One of these days I'm gonna scare the ever-loving out of somebody just minding their own business. That dog walking lady was really weird. She seemed kind of grumpy. Oh well, maybe she knew what I was doing and she was judging pretty harshly. But this does it for another episode of Small Plots with Kevin. I'm Kevin. Don't forget everybody, new episode of Small Plots every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's the time for me and you to check out a new episode of Small Plots. We have some things sprinkled around here in the middle of the week that aren't necessarily full episodes, but they will exist nevertheless. I got a few reviews and stuff like that, some interesting things, but those won't be the full episodes. Those will just be interstitial little things throughout the week, whatever. Well, thanks for watching till the end here, everybody, and I'll catch you on that what was that lady's problem nexty. Well, I was walking home. I glanced over here in this urban forest and I saw something weird. I'll check it out. It's like an umbrella or something. Yeah. Something Wiccan? Like what's going on here? Looks like the legs of a stool or something. These white cups, these paper cups, and just this umbrella. I was just walking on the trail over there. Had to come check it out. Really not all that interesting. All right, I'm out of here.